Luxury without the luxury size repair bills? Sounds like a fairy tale your bank account made up to feel better about itself. But it's real. Most people assume premium badges come chained to premium headaches, draining your wallet faster than a teenager with your credit card. Not always. Today, we're counting down 5 cheap luxury cars that are easy to maintain. And honestly, I don't own any of these. These are the rare unicorns that deliver leather, comfort, and serious status without forcing you to sell a kidney every time the check engine light blinks. So before you settle for boring, let's start the countdown with our first surprising contender.
Picture this. You pull up to valet parking, those 4 interlocking rings glinting in the sunlight, and the attendant assumes you must be doing very well for yourself. What he doesn't know is that you paid less for this car than your neighbor paid for his 3-year-old economy hatchback. That's the beautiful little secret of the Audi A3. And kicking off our countdown at number 5, it might just be the smartest badge for your buck play in the entire used market. Here's why people fall hard for this thing. The A3 looks and feels like a car that costs twice as much. Slide into the cabin and everything has that reassuring, vault-like solidity Audi built its whole reputation on. The materials feel premium, the switches click with purpose, and the driving experience is tight, planted, and genuinely fun without ever beating you up on a long motorway haul. But the real magic happens under the skin. The A3 shares its bones with the Volkswagen Golf, the Skoda Octavia, and the Seat Leon, which means it's built on one of the most mass-produced platforms on the planet. Translation: parts are everywhere, they're affordable, and almost every mechanic on Earth already knows how to fix one. You get the champagne badge with the cost of a humble lager, and that, my friends, is the whole point of this video. Now, before you go sprinting to the nearest listing with your wallet wide open, let's talk about the part most sellers conveniently forget to mention. The biggest one to watch is the gearbox. On the earlier examples, roughly from 2012 to 2015, the dry clutch S-tronic automatic can develop clutch and mechatronic faults, sometimes as early as 60,000 to 70,000 miles. So when you test drive, feel for any hesitation, jerking, or harsh shifts at low speeds. Then there's oil consumption. Certain TFSI petrol engines, especially the 1.8, are famous for drinking oil through worn piston rings, so check that dipstick and ask the seller how often they're topping it up. The 1.4 petrol can suffer a stretched timing chain somewhere between 60 and 90,000 miles, which is a noise you do not want to ignore. And the Achilles heel almost every owner complains about? The infotainment system. The screens love to freeze, glitch, and occasionally just take a nap when they feel like it. None of these are deal breakers, but they are exactly why a full service history isn't a nice-to-have here. It's your financial bulletproof vest. But here's the thing, and this is why the A3 still earns its spot. Buy a good one, look after it, and this car is a genuine marathon runner. Well-maintained examples are known to comfortably sail past 250,000 miles. Repair Pal hands it a solid 3.5 out of 5 for reliability and ranks it near the top of the premium compact class, which is no small feat for a car wearing a luxury badge. And if you want to play it really safe, target the facelifted models from 2017 to 2020. Those came with the smoother belt-driven petrol engines, a far more dependable wet clutch automatic, and the infotainment finally grew up enough to play nicely with your phone. Keep up with the gearbox oil service roughly every 40,000 miles, stay on top of the basics, and the A3 rewards you with years of that premium feeling for pocket money running costs. It's proof that you really can drive something that punches way above its price tag. And speaking of punching above your budget, what if I told you the next car on our list takes that exact same trick, the luxury experience for a bargain price, but wraps it in something with even more presence on the road? Because the badge we're about to talk about carries a reputation that makes people sit up and pay attention.
Let me ask you something. What if the most reliable luxury car on this entire list isn't really a luxury car at all, but a humble economy hybrid wearing a very expensive tuxedo? Sitting pretty at number 4, the Lexus CT200h is the car that quietly fooled the whole world. And once you understand the trick behind it, you'll never look at a badge the same way again. Here's the genius of this thing.
Underneath that sharp, premium Lexus skin beats the heart of a Toyota Prius. Yes, the same Prius that taxi drivers have flogged to the moon and back without the engine so much as blinking. Lexus took that bulletproof hybrid drivetrain, wrapped it in a tailored suit, added the kind of cabin where everything feels carved rather than assembled, and handed you a car that runs forever while sipping fuel like it's rationing the last drops on Earth. And the reliability numbers aren't just good, they're almost embarrassing to its rivals. RepairPal gives the CT200h a staggering 4.5 out of 5, ranking it number 1 out of 17 luxury compact cars. The average annual repair bill? Just $386, when the segment average sits up around $800. The odds of you facing a major wallet-emptying repair are roughly 5%, less than half the class average. That's not a luxury car, that's a savings account with heated seats. But let's keep it honest, because no car is flawless. If you're hunting an early example, specifically the 2011 to 2013 models, there are a couple of quirks to listen for. Some of these early cars developed a cold start shudder, where the engine shakes a little dramatically on chilly mornings, usually when the temperature drops below 40 degrees. The culprit is moisture building up in the intake manifold, and Lexus even issued a service bulletin about it, so ask the seller if it's ever been sorted. Those earlier engines can also be a touch thirsty for oil, so pop that dipstick and check the level yourself rather than taking anyone's word for it. And let's address the elephant in the hybrid garage, the battery. While these packs are famously long-lived, on a high-mileage car you want it health checked. And the good news is the original charging system warranty ran for 10 years or 100,000 miles, so plenty are still protected. Oh, and one last reality check. This is not a rocket ship. With around 134 horsepower and a 0 to 60 time of roughly 10.3 seconds, the CT will get you everywhere you need to go. It just won't be in any particular hurry to brag about it. But here's the thing. Nobody buys this car to win traffic light drag races. They buy it because it's the closest thing to an automotive Swiss watch you can get for hatchback money. Plenty of these are happily cruising past 150,000 miles on their original components, owners reporting they've replaced almost nothing but tires and wiper blades. And if you want the sweet spot, target the facelifted cars from 2014 onward, with the 2015, 2016, and 2017 models being about as bulletproof as the used market gets. You get that refined Lexus dealership experience, near silent running, fuel economy that makes filling stations feel optional, and a stress-free ownership life that genuinely earns its place on this countdown. It's proof that smart money and luxury can absolutely share the same driveway. Now, we've covered the German charmer and the unkillable hybrid genius, but our next contender takes the formula in a completely different direction, swapping quiet efficiency for something with a lot more swagger, a lot more presence, and a price tag that'll make you do a double take, because the badge coming up next is one most people assume they could never afford.
Here's a confession that might sting a little. That three-pointed star on the hood, the one symbol that screams success in every parking lot on the planet, can be sitting on your driveway for less than the price of a base model commuter box. At number 3, the Mercedes-Benz C-Class is the ultimate piece of automotive theater, the car that lets you roll up looking like you closed a major deal this morning when really you just closed a very clever browser tab on a used listing. So why does this one belong on the list? Because the C-Class nails the thing Mercedes has always done best, which is making you feel important. Slip behind the wheel of a W205, the generation built from 2014 onward, and the nickname writes itself, the Baby S-Class. The cabin borrows that flowing waterfall center console, the brushed metal, the soft touch everything, and that deeply satisfying thunk when you close the door, the sound of money settling into place. It was also the first car in its class to use a clever aluminum hybrid body shell, making it lighter and sharper to drive than you'd ever expect from something this plush. And if you go a step older to the W204, you're getting what enthusiasts now call a modern classic, a tactile, properly engineered Mercedes built in that old-school, bulletproof spirit, the kind that happily clocks past 200,000 miles when it's looked after. But, and this is a big but, you absolutely cannot buy one of these with your eyes closed, because German luxury comes with German complexity. On the W204, the single most infamous gremlin is the electronic steering lock failure. The symptom is brutal in its simplicity. You turn the key, and the car flat out refuses to recognize it, leaving you stranded in your own driveway. Fixing it runs somewhere between $600 and $1,200, so test that ignition obsessively. On the four-cylinder petrol engines across both generations, listen very carefully on a cold start, because a rattling noise on those early seconds is the warning bell of a stretching timing chain, and that's a sound you ignore at your wallet's peril. You'll also want to crawl around the back and inspect for rear subframe corrosion on older cars, peek inside the headlights for misty condensation, and on the newer ones, test every gadget twice, because the infotainment, the electric parking brake, and even individual LED segments love to throw tantrums. And here's a golden rule from seasoned owners. Forget that 15,000-mile factory oil interval and change it every 7 to 10,000 instead. These engines reward fresh oil and punish neglect. Now, none of that should scare you off, because here's the beautiful part. Buy the right one with a fat folder of service history, and the C-Class delivers a driving experience that genuinely rivals cars costing 3 times as much. The sweet spot? Hunt down a facelifted W204 from 2011 to 2014, widely considered the gold standard with its smoother 7-speed automatic, or a later petrol W205. Yes, the surveys call its reliability merely average, but average for a Mercedes still means a hand-built feel, serious motorway comfort, and a depreciation curve that's already done the falling for you. Someone else swallowed the brutal first-owner loss. You get to enjoy the prestige at a fraction of the sticker. It's affordable luxury in its most theatrical, head-turning form. And speaking of theater, our next contender takes a completely different bow. If the Mercedes is all about quiet boardroom prestige, the car sitting at number 2 trades the executive image for something with a bit more soul, a bit more driver's car DNA, and a reputation that makes enthusiasts grin from ear to ear the moment you say its name.
Forget everything you think a premium car is supposed to look like, because the machine sitting at number 2 looks less like it rolled out of a dealership and more like it escaped from a science fiction film set. The Citroen DS5 is the most gloriously weird, jaw-dropping, why doesn't everyone own one bargain on this entire countdown. And once you see one in the flesh, every other car in the car park suddenly looks painfully boring. Let's talk about why this oddball deserves your attention. The DS5 was France's bold middle finger to the German establishment, a car that refused to play by the executive rulebook. Climb inside and it feels like stepping into a fighter jet with toggle switches lining the roof, a beautiful 3-panel panoramic glass canopy flooding the cabin with light, and supple leather seats that hug you like a first-class airline lounge. It turns heads everywhere. And yet, here's the kicker, it costs absolute pocket change on the used market because most buyers were too scared to be this stylish. But the real reason it earns its spot on a maintenance-focused list is hiding underneath. The DS5 shares its bones, engines, and electronics with millions of ordinary Peugeots and Citroens, which means parts are cheap, plentiful, and any decent independent garage can work on it without charging you those eye-watering prestige brand labor rates. You get genuine head-turning luxury serviced at corner shop prices. That's the trick. Now, here is where I have to be brutally honest with you, because this car demands a careful buyer. Steer well clear of the 1.6 THP petrol, which is notorious for timing chain wear and turbo trouble, somewhere between 80,000 and 140,000 kilometers. Be equally cautious with the Hybrid 4 version, whose battery tends to fade after roughly 80 to 120,000 kilometers, leaving you with a hybrid that forgot how to be a hybrid. The automatic gearbox can get jerky and tired between 60 and 100,000 kilometers, and like nearly every modern diesel, the particulate filter will choke and complain if the car has only ever pottered around town, so it needs regular motorway stretches to clean itself. Throw in the usual French electrical quirks, the occasional touchscreen tantrum, and a recall on early cars for starter motor wiring, and you can see why a fat folder of service history isn't optional here. It's your lifeline. But get this right, and the reward is enormous. Hunt down the post-2015 Blue HDI diesel with a clean service record, and you've got the sweet spot. A smooth, frugal, comfortable cruiser wrapped in a design that still looks like it's from 20 years in the future. Nothing else on the road offers this much drama, this much comfort, and this much sheer individuality for so little money. It's the connoisseur's wild card, the car that tells the world you've got taste that money alone can't buy. Buy smart, maintain it properly, and the DS5 rewards you with a driving experience no badge-chasing neighbor will ever understand. And speaking of cars that defy expectations, we finally arrived at the big one, the #1 champion of this whole countdown. It's the model that brings everything together, the prestige, the easy upkeep, and the kind of bulletproof reputation that makes seasoned buyers nod in quiet approval. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for this one.
And here we are, the moment of truth, the #1 champion. So let me leave you with this. If you walked into any repair shop on the planet, grabbed the most cynical, grease-stained mechanic you could find, and asked them to name one car they'd happily buy with their own money, blindfolded, there's a very good chance they'd say the words you're about to hear. Taking the crown on this countdown is the Honda Accord, the quiet legend that has been embarrassing fancier, pricier cars for nearly 50 years. Now I know what some of you are thinking, an Accord on a luxury list, but here's the beautiful plot twist nobody talks about. Climb into a loaded Accord, a Touring or an EXL trim, and you'll find heated leather seats, a hushed and genuinely refined cabin, real wood-style accents, and a tech suite that shames cars wearing badges 3 times the price. It serves up that upper crust experience without ever sending you an upper crust repair bill. And that's the whole magic. This car has been the best-selling sedan of its kind for decades, built since 1976 across 10 generations, and it earned that throne by being almost supernaturally dependable. We're talking annual running costs that typically land between $400 and $900, while well-cared-for examples routinely sail past 200,000, even 300,000 miles. Parts are everywhere, they cost next to nothing, and there isn't a mechanic alive who'll scratch their head when you pull one in. This isn't a car you maintain so much as a car that politely refuses to break. But even a legend has a few skeletons, and a smart buyer checks the closet. Steer clear of the V6 models from 2003 to 2007, which suffered from serious automatic transmission failures that can cost thousands to put right. On the 4-cylinder cars from 2008 to about 2011, watch for thirsty oil consumption caused by worn piston rings, so check that the level isn't vanishing between services. If you're eyeing one with the continuously variable transmission, roughly 2013 to 2017, make sure the fluid has been changed religiously because neglect there gets expensive. And on the 1.5-liter turbo models from around 2018 to 2020, look into the oil dilution issue, where a little fuel sneaks into the oil, something Honda actually extended warranties to cover. Oh, and those same years had a habit of eating air conditioning compressors, so on a hot test drive, make sure the cold air blows truly Arctic. But don't let that short list fool you, because the Accord's reputation is built on rock. Target the sweet spot years, the 2015 through 2020 models, or the brilliant Accord Hybrid, which is somehow even more reliable than the regular car while sipping fuel like it's afraid of the gas station. You get refinement, space, that vault-quiet ride, and a resale value so strong it almost feels like the car is paying you back for owning it. It's the rare machine that's boring in the very best way, the way a parachute is boring right up until the moment you're extremely glad it works. This, my friends, is what a smart luxury buy actually looks like.
And that brings us to the end of our countdown. 5 cheap luxury cars that are easy to maintain, any one of which I'd genuinely park in my own driveway tomorrow. If this video saved you from a costly mistake or pointed you toward your next dream ride, do me a solid and smash that thumbs up button right now. It truly helps more than you know. Hit subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the next deep dive. Because trust me, we've got plenty more bargain legends and badge snobbery busting gems heading your way. Drop a comment telling me which of these 5 you'd drive home today, and then go click the video popping up on your screen right now, because your next favorite ride is just one tap away. Until next time, drive smart, spend smarter, and I'll see you in the next one.